Well, to talk about all this is with me Dr. Amanda Gummer, who's a child psychologist and the founder of Fundamentally Children, which is an organisation of professionals offering advice on play and development. Thank you very much for joining us here on BBC News. So what do you think about this guidance from these experts?
Well, I think if you read into the report, the guidance is very sensible. It's not saying that tech itself is a problem. It's saying that if it's stopping the kids sleeping, if it's interfering with meal times, if it's stopping them relating to other people, then maybe you've got a problem. But actually, of itself, it's not a problem. And it's more about how you use the tech, because there's a big difference between sitting playing a very mindless game over and over again for hours on end and using tech on things like the Pokemon Go or the Wii, where you're engaging with the screen and you're using tech toys, but you're actually still being sociable, active, creative. So there's lots of really good tech toys out there, good apps that actually encourage a lot of really healthy development.
So that all sounds really sensible and reasonable, but a lot of parents will be tearing their hair out at this, saying, that's all very well, but how do you ensure that your children are using the right form of tech rather than the wrong form?
Well, I'm glad you asked, actually, because we have the Good App Guide. Fundamentally Children produce the Good App Guide and the Good Toy Guide, and we review toys. It's independent, and we're able to provide advice to parents, because sometimes apps can help kids access learning in a way that they don't get in the schoolroom. So, if you're looking for things to help kids develop, then it's Fundamentally Children is a free resource for parents that they can use to their heart's content and get that confidence about making sensible decisions.
OK, we hear that, but we know that there's a whole lot of other stuff out there that parents might disapprove of or might worry about, and that are fundamentally, possibly injurious to children's health.
Yeah, and I think the important thing from this report is not that nobody's saying it's all absolutely fine, fill your boots. They're saying be sensible about it. They're saying that there isn't any hard evidence to show that there is huge detriment. But this thing is still very new, and we need to do more and more research before we can be really sure about what the actual impact of different engagement with different screens at different ages is. So I think it's very much a sort of proceed with caution message from the report. And I think the rest of it becomes a parenting issue. So it is about communicating with your children. It is about sharing their interests. It's about making sure, sensible things like that they don't have tech in their room at bedtime, so it's not interfering with their sleep. Tech-free meal times, perfect example of an opportunity for you to talk to your kids and share activities that aren't around screens. But as part of a balanced play diet, tech in itself has a place, and it can be really powerful and really, really good for families to share, and can encourage some really healthy skill development.
OK, so that is the perhaps quite reassuring news in this report. There's a separate report out today about the effect of the use of social media on young girls and how it's affecting girls' health much more than it is boys' health. What do you think of that?
I think that's an interesting study, and we need to be careful we're not making causal links when it's only correlation. But I think that there is a worrying trend that you have a lot of teenage girls spending an awful lot of time on social media. Girls tend to be more sociable and spend more time interacting with their friends anyway. So the fact that they're now doing it via social media rather than on the phone or in person is just the way that things are evolving. Again, if it's interfering with their sleep, if it's causing them anxiety, if it's creating issues around self-image, body image, self-confidence, all of those things, then yes, it needs addressing. But again, it's a parenting issue, and that's about why it's so important to keep talking to your teenagers right from an early age, but keep talking to your children, keep that open dialogue. And rather than demonising the tech itself, looking at the other things that are going on. So is it the 5 hours that kids are spending on the social media that's the problem? Or is it the fact that actually by the time you've come home, done your homework and had your dinner, you haven't got 5 hours in an evening? So then it must be impacting your sleep. Maybe you're missing meals. Maybe you're not doing the other stuff. You're not getting any exercise. And maybe they're the things that are actually causing the mental health issues. I think it's an important study, but I think, again, it needs more research.
OK. Amanda Gummer, we will go on and on and on talking about this, I know, for the time being. Many thanks.